Oh, Enzo Maresca. Oh, Enzo Maresca. Guys, welcome back to Chelsea Godfather channel. Please subscribe for regular Chelsea updates. Let me turn and face y'all. I was watching Man U drop points 2-0 to Arsenal. But hey, we don't care about Man U. We don't care about Arsenal. We're not in the title race. We're in the Chelsea race. We're just racing our race in our lane, and that's it. We're not in the title race. We're in the Chelsea race, racing our race, and so So as I was saying, we're not in the title race. We're in the Chelsea race, and what a race it appears to be, turned out to be. Southampton 1, Chelsea 5-1. Crazy days, guys. Crazy days. This is not the kind of result that a lot of fans saw coming at this point of the season. And we sure as heck did not see ourselves sitting alone just behind Liverpool on the top of the league. We're in second place, tied with Arsenal on points, but we're 2 goals clear on the goal difference. And kudos to Maresca, and kudos to the players and the overall organization, just to be getting us to, at least to get us to the point where we are, where we can actually dream, where we can say that we finally we feel like our old Chelsea is back, and we feel like our old Chelsea is back. Now let's get to the game. Chelsea 5, Southampton 1. The final score is reflective of the total domination that Chelsea had in this game, but the final score is not reflective of the fact that, for me, we were quite sloppy in this game. This is not our best game, in as much as we won 5-1. We won 5-1 away from home. This is one of our most sloppy wins that I've seen so far this season. And the whole team for Maresca is that our players should not be complacent. But if you ask me, we were a bit lax. We're lackadaisical. We're somehow complacent. It's as if our guys knew that, listen, we don't need to get out of second gear, and we can still put 4 or 5 goals past them. And that's how we played. And fair play to our guys for getting it done. But the reality is that Southampton, this is a Southampton that is rooted to the bottom of the league table with only 5 points and pretty much done. Southampton is done. They're heading back to where the heck they came from, which is the Championship League. And but this Southampton team played us. They played us football. They played their game. And I would like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised, because I watched, for some crazy reason, I've watched just enough Southampton games, and seeing them playing well in a lot of those games that they actually lost. They will come out, they will play their football. They really should have at least earned a draw against Liverpool again. They were winning that game 2-1, and they just made the type of silly errors that they made in our game today. And Liverpool came all the way back and won that game 3-2. And then of course the other game was their game away at Amex against Brighton, a game that they should have won 2-1, but their what would have been the winning goal was ruled offside. So this was, for me, I was always concerned about this Southampton team, notwithstanding the fact that they're missing Dublin and a whole bunch of other. I know they missed their goalie and at least 4 or 5 of their starters were out for one reason or another. And so, but notwithstanding, we have enough firepower. We have too much firepower. We just have enough. And the way that they were playing pretty much played into our hands. And that's why I say that notwithstanding that we won 5-1, have we been, professional in the way, so we use the same level of, seriousness that we used to execute the Aston Villa game and took these guys as a big team and played them with the same level of seriousness. We easily could have put almost 10 goals past this Southampton team, today, and I'm not even, joking. So that just tells you the level of football that our team is playing at, whereby we didn't play well and won 5-1, of course. So how the game started? The game started fast. Southampton had the first chance of the game, I believe, in the second minute. Joe Rebo had a nice chance to score. It was saved by Jorgensen, who had a very, very good day. He didn't put a foot wrong, and he made at least 2 or 3 very good saves, like really good saves. Okay, I'm not trying to say that he should start, but you guys already know how most Chelsea fans feel. So, but in any event, after Rebo missed that opening chance, then we got our first chance on a corner kick play, which their goalie did not do well on. He didn't, he should have come out to punch it. He was a bit late, and our boy, credit to Disasi to get in there, nodded it home. Boom, 1-0. All right. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, it's 1-0. Let's start playing football, because we hadn't been playing well up until then. But somehow, we're winning 1-0, I believe, after about 5 or 6, 7 minutes. But then, Southampton again. Credit to them. They came against us and played their game against us. And they were, rewarded. Our man at right back, Gusto, for me, Gusto did not, he had a rough day. He wasn't his best. He wasn't like poor, but it was not he was far from his best game. He was far from his best game, and they targeted him the whole game. They targeted the right side. Obviously, you already know nothing's gonna get by Cucurella on the left, so they basically had him, and that's where their only goal came from that side. He jumped the play, and they got behind him, and then Enzo still had a chance to block the play. I don't know what Enzo did. He sort of overreacted in the box, and the ball got into Rebo, who at this time didn't make any mistake from, I believe, about 4 or 5 yards out. It was 1-1. It was 1-1. And we're like, okay, all right. Well, what is going on? What is happening? What's happening, y'all? So, but then what actually happened was Southampton became Southampton, and we didn't have to work too hard. Just our routine passing. Their goalie passed the ball to, I believe it must have been their DM, who was marked. Believe me, marked by Caicedo in really deep in their half. We won the ball. I can't honestly, I haven't watched the replay, but it ended up being an open net goal for Kunku, and 2-1. 2-1. Okay, we then began to settle down, right? Because guys, in fair play to our boys, when you make 7 changes, and we made 7 changes, which I felt like some of those changes were not necessary, but we made 7 changes, and it took our especially our defenders. It took them a while to settle into the play, but eventually, about 15 minutes into the game, we settled into the play, into the game, and eventually, Noni, who for me, I know he a lot of fans like to criticize Noni, but for me, he was our best overall player on the day. Was Noni for me, right? I don't care about what anybody says. And he had a very, very brilliant goal with his left foot. Switched the ball from his right to his left. It's just classic Nani, right? That's how you already know that's what he wants to do. Switched it to his left and found the far corner. It was a beauty, and that made it 3-1. At 3-1, pretty much you already know that the game is pretty much over. Even though, we were still in the first half, because they now have to really come out and play. But what actually happened next was just crazy. It was crazy. Their captain, I believe his name is Stevens. I don't know what he was doing. Pulled Cucurella's hair. I felt it was a little bit soft, but it was still an unnecessary hair pull of Cucurella. Is nowhere near the level of the hair pull that he got in the game against, I believe it was Spurs, the Spurs game where Spurs drew us 2-2 under Tuchel's last season. But it was still a hair pull, and the referee was called to the VAR booth. He went to the VAR, red card, straight red, with about 5 minutes left in the first half. And at that point in time, you guys already know that the game is pretty much over. And, we as Chelsea fans, we just waited for, another 2 or 3 goals to just, rein in. But it just took a while. I felt like, I know Felix had like an easy chance with in the first minute of the second half. Just head the ball into the open net. I don't know how he headed it wide. We were hitting the ball off of the bar. Tosin bounced one off the bar. Their goalies saved a few. They had 1 or 2 cleared off the line. It was a wild, crazy game. And then, eventually, it was, I believe, a brilliant ball over the top. I think it may have been from Enzo. I think it was from Enzo to Nkunku. And it was really a goal for Nkunku to score, but then he got marked. And I know he tried to score. He got marked, and the ball kind of trickled that way. Whether it was going to trickle into the net or not, nobody knows. But thank God that Cole Palmer was right there to clean up the whole mess, and he cleaned it in. It became 4-1. At that point in time, he then took out Noni. We removed Noni from the game. Brought in Sancho. Took out Palmer. And then Sancho had a peach of a goal to make it 5-1. Game set and match, and we had all 3 points. So our next game is against Spurs. I believe it's on Sunday. And you guys already know it's away at White Hart Lane. They're going to be chomping at the bit. Last year we went there, and they were down to 9 men, and we beat them. We actually came from behind and beat them 4-1. We actually swept Spurs last season, but Spurs this year is for me, they're actually better this year than last year. Notwithstanding that it's not shown on the table. So we're gonna have our hands on full against Spurs, and hopefully it's gonna be another 3 points. Guys, how do y'all feel? Leave your comments below. Subscribe to my channel. God bless you guys. Peace.